Senator Trucco, did you have Tricia Stanley murdered?
Are you out of your mind?
Your Honor, this has gone on long enough.
Did you convince your tenant, Linda Morelli, to testify that Tricia Stanley was killed by her boyfriend, David Allen?
You're way off base. I recommend you rein this in.
Explain why your eviction suit against Miss Morelli was dropped despite her inability to pay rent.
Keating?
Is it because her lost rent money was nothing compared to the millions you made once Miss Stanley was out of your way? Answer the question,
Keating,
Senator.
enough.
Why was Linda Morelli granted these concessions?
Mr. Chief Justice, I have extended great deference to the court by showing up here today, but I am not going to put up with this any longer.
I am sorry, Senator, if you do not have the time to answer for who bore the real cost of your development.
Objection!
Not just Tricia Stanley and her boyfriend, David Allen, who served 21 years in prison.
Your Honor, please.
For the thousands who were displaced in the name of lining your pockets.
Keating?
The majority whom were poor, powerless, and didn't bear the color of skin desirable to your business interests.
That's
You
enough,
tore a
Miss
community
Keating.
apart.
Miss
You tore
Keating, I'm
families
on
apart.
order.
You destroyed lives,
Miss
Senator.
Keating.
Admit it.
Miss Keating.
Admit you killed Tricia Stanley and had my client, David Allen, set up for her murder. We're both losing right now. And we're gonna keep losing as long as we stay at each other's throats. It's just gonna get bloodier. We can fight to the death, or we can put all this behind us. Wes killed my husband. He confessed to it on the voicemail he left that night, and that he killed his girlfriend. Your detectives called him to the station that day, confronted him about what he'd done. He had the chance to sign the deal and pin it all on me.
Why didn't he?
Well, because no one knew the Wes Gibbons I did.
Get out!
The boy showed signs of aggression and violence at an early age.
Get out!
He was suspected of stabbing his mother, Rose Edmond.
Please!
A law student who was
Help!
confined to psychiatric care for threatening to take his own life. But in the end, there was always the monster. I've given you what you need to drop my charges.
No.
Connor Walsh found the burner phone you used to frame me in your possession. He'll testify to that in court.
You think anyone will believe
You
him?
want me to come after you the way you came after me?
You mean kill me?
You're the only killer in this room.
Oh, please.
That boy's blood is on your hands. Maybe you didn't do it yourself, but you're behind it, and both of us know that. He was burnt like a piece of trash, and you deserve to feel the same pain. But you know what? I'm gonna let you win. So take the gift. Take it or I'll come for you. I'll find every cop you paid off, every defendant you framed, and I'll keep coming at you until I have your head on a stick in front of the courthouse. I lost someone. He was a student of mine. I knew him before that, since he was a boy. His mother died and left him alone. I tried to look after him. I didn't do it because I was trying to be some saint. I did it out of guilt. I hurt him in ways that I couldn't even admit in this room. He needed someone to look after him, someone to love him, and I wanted to be that person. I wanted to protect him. I mean, if I had just left him alone, he would have been fine, but I just wanted to love him. I wanted to hold him. He felt like my son. Because he was my son. And he's gone. I was trying to do something good. This wasn't about me and you.
Everything you ever do is for yourself.
That's not why I helped you.
You helped me because of your guilt.
Bonnie. I helped you because I saw you. That we were the same.
We're not the same.
I never saw you as nothing. You were never trash in my eyes. And now look at what you've done. Look at what you've done.
You don't know how to love anyone when you're not hanging.
It's you. And you had the nerve to stay in my life, make me trust you, take care of you.
I just want to fix this.
How can you do that? How can you do that, Frank? You're gonna erase it all, take everything away, give me my baby back?
I can try.
You can't.
I can't. Let me fix it.
What's taking you so long? Huh? Think I'm gonna feel guilty because I won't?
I love you, Annalise.
Frank? Don't.
Get up.
This just hurts her
You do
more.
this for me.
This isn't what she
This
wants.
is exactly what
You made your point. She can't.
I've lost my freedom. I lost my husband. I lost my baby. Everybody has told me no. God has told me no. I came to you because I wanted to get better.
See? And here you are, still. You're yelling at me like you're some victim. That's your narcissism, dog. Because this time I've actually got something to lose here, and I don't care about any of it. That's because of you.
I didn't ruin you. You were that way when we met, probably your whole life. And if there's anything that you've taught me, is that I can't make anyone who they don't want to be. So you go ahead, you choose your drugs, you do whatever. But this is the last time I'm gonna help you.
How? You only hurt me.
As an arbiter of the law with whole knowledge of historical jurisprudence in this country, race must always be considered a variable.
You have precious time, Miss Keating. I suggest that you don't waste it by making arguments you've already made.
These are not my words, Justice Strickland. They're yours. Racism is built into the DNA of America. And as long as we turn a blind eye to the pain of those suffering under its oppression, we will never escape those origins. The only safeguard people of color have is the right to a defense, and we won't even give them that. Which means that the promise of civil rights has never been fulfilled. Due to the failure of our justice system, our public defense system in particular, Jim Crow is alive and kicking. Laws that made it illegal for blacks and whites to be buried in the same cemetery. They categorize people into courtrooms and octorooms. They punish a black person for seeking medical attention in a white hospital. Some may claim that slavery has ended. But tell that to the inmates who are kept in cages and told that they don't have any rights at all. People like my client Nathaniel Leahy and millions of people like him who are relegated to a subclass of human existence in our prisons. There is no alternative to justice in this case. There is no other option. To decide against my plaintiff is to choose lining the pockets of prison owners over providing basic defense for the people who live in them. And is that the America that this court really wants to live in? Where money is more important than humanity? Where criminality is confused with mental health? The Sixth Amendment was ratified in 1791. It's been 226 years since then. Let's finally guarantee its rights to all of our citizens. Nathaniel Leahy went into solitary confinement for less than a year. And just days after he got out, he did something he'd never done before. He snapped, exploded. He lost his mind. Now, if you still don't think that that can happen, then I want you to put yourself in his shoes for 1 minute. Just a fraction of the time that he spent there. Here. $492,750 minutes. And all he heard was this. Mr. Leahy was violent with the guards that night.
You believe they're trying to cover up some sort of misconduct?
No, I don't believe it. I know it. Not once did Mr. Leahy act violently in my presence. This is a man who sat in the Supreme Court and listened to the most powerful judges in the world call him a monster. And not once did he make a sound. That's how together he was. So to believe that he suddenly picked a fight with guards on the last night that he knew he'd ever have to see them, how does that make sense?
Well, he was a violent criminal in his past. Who's to say he couldn't be violent again?
He was violent only one time in his life, and that was during a severe mental health episode. What those guards are hoping that you believe is the oldest, most racist stories in our country.
I said no addressing the jury.
Emmett Till, Scottsboro Boys, Central Park 5.
Miss Keating!
These false accusations all started with the same lie, that black men are wired to attack white women. It's a stereotype sewn so deep in the fabric of this country that they just know that you could ignore huge plot holes in their cover-up, that the surveillance cameras were broken, or that an elderly man could physically overpower 230-something guards when there's only one true story here. That those two people right there wanted to punish my client for exposing the torture and abuse happening in our prisons. So they slaughtered him. They shot a defenseless man in the head, and here we are. Another black man's body being paraded in the court, and me having to beg for justice, beg for you to see him as a human being. 6 people, and you're the only ones who have the power to do right. So do right.
Okay, this meeting is over.
Then call your damn guards. Just like you call the prison guards that night, order them to do your dirty work.
Okay, I'm getting security on the phone right now.
You sure you want to do that? Because I can go on live TV right now and say that your boss ordered a kill on my client.
You are deeply mistaken, Annalise.
And you're basic. You knew how easy it would be to paint the black man as a threat to that white woman. It's a story you people have been telling since the dawn of time.
Do you understand how unstable?
But this time, you used it against me. Anything to take down the enemy was smarter than you.
You're not smarter than me, Annalise. Otherwise, you'd know I have this. We do thorough background checks on anyone coming to work for us.
Like I have anything else to hide.
That's what I thought, but then we uncovered your adoption paperwork. You just got your reputation back, Annalise. Don't make us destroy it again.
Bring it. You think I'm scared of this?
You've never gone up against a governor before, have you?
And you've never been up against me either. Try it. Pick this fight. His name is Nathaniel Leahy, and I'll take 1,000 bullets and make you pay for what you did to him.
What? I saw in my admissions file, you called President Hargrove and you told her to let me back in.
You failed out, Connor. In what world does the same school let you back in?
That's why I asked you to your face for the truth.
And the reason why I didn't tell you is because I knew how insecure you'd be if you thought you didn't belong.
Well, I'm an adult. I can handle a little disappointment.
You came crying at my doorstep last year saying you were suicidal.
Yeah, because I needed some help.
Well, and I gave you that help. That's all I ever do for you.
Why? Why though?
Because I didn't want your damn blood on my hands.
Why me? I mean, why did you pick me for the K5 to begin with? You always have a reason for everything, so why me?
You know what? This is your mess, and I'm gonna let you handle it.
No, just answer the question. Why me?
You know what? I'm trying to change the damn world here. Literally. I'm Martin Luther damn King trying to blow up the entire justice system.
And I'm trying to help you do that. Ask anyone out there. I wrote up that motion for the judge. Me!
No, you're bringing me your little bitch boy problems just like everyone else out there. You want me to save the world and be nice at the same time. Well, that's not me. And shame on you if you haven't figured that out yet. I still have something to say.
I don't care what you have to say.
What did you offer Miller? Tell me. Did you promise to make him DA? Pay for his campaign? But you couldn't win him over, could you? Because it's too easy to play you. So that's what he did. You took his word for it. You believed he would help you, and instead the boy played you because you couldn't bribe a pathetic interim DA to get what you needed. That happens a lot in your life. People take advantage of your bad instincts. That's why your father fought so hard to get Laurel back. She's the one who shares his mind, his gut. You're the disappointment. That's why you fight so hard for Daddy's love, but you fail every time, just like you failed at this. I'm sure your father is not happy about the mess you made here.
You're not as good at this as you think you are.
Did the governor approach you with this plan, huh? She promised to get your father out of jail, pardon him?
Laurel, I'll be here whenever you need me, okay? Be careful how far you want to push it.
Why should I be careful? You're the one helping the governor to bring me down, but guess what? I'm still standing.
So why come here, huh? Just so you can shout at me?
Shut up, you're just as boring as you think. But you lost this round, boo. And the FBI has everything they need to arrest you and your pathetic ass.